Good evening, everyone. It is Ryan for this Elite Pigeon Auctions. Welcome. I'm a little later than I expected. I was supposed to be on at 6 or 7, but the traffic was one of those things, and we've pulled our hair out. But we finally made it to the destination of Bosmans and Leekens, and we are on. So I'm going to post up the comments. Make sure you guys can see me or hear me. Michael Peebler, Michael Green, you are in the house. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yes, you guys are going to see real Belgian legends here, super flyers, and the results of these pigeons. This is one of the auctions of the year. This is one of the super highlight auctions of the year where just one pigeon can make the world of difference. Americans, you don't have these pigeons in America, so you're actually going to cheat now. You're going to get super horsepower, and you're not going to compete against yourselves with these pigeons because these pigeons are not in the U.S. So you have a very good opportunity here. It's a very small selection, but I am with Dirk Leekens. So if you guys have questions for Dirk, let me know. Post them in the comments and I will read them for you. Again, my reading is at a grade 3 level. So don't make the questions too difficult because, it's hard and I stutter over my words and that's not so good. But, anyways, enough of seeing me. There is the link for Bosmans and Leekens right there. Go on our auction site, feathersleepigeonauctions.com or fepa.ca. All bids are in Canadian dollars. This auction will close on Sunday. Okay, the auction closes Sunday, so get your bids in. The bids are in Canadian dollars. It doesn't matter where you are in the world. If you're in Belgium and you're buying these pigeons, you pay Canadian dollars. If you're in Holland, Canadian dollars. If you're in America, Canadian dollars. And Canadians, you're the most luckiest. Why? Because we're giving it to you in Canadian dollars and you're not paying in real dollars. Here's the auction. Take a look. You got war paint. You got the best of the best from Bosmans and Leekens right here. They were with us last year for the match pair. The match pair did fantastic. Now you get an opportunity to purchase 6, okay? 6. So please focus on what we're doing and take a look at the pedigrees. If you're not sure, now's the time to ask the questions. What should I say? Should I bring the man on? The man you all want to talk to? I think one of the best pigeon auctioneers ever. I think so. He's feeling good. He's looking good. He's feeling good. Here he is, the one and the only. Those are the trophies, but there's the man.
I'm not Elvis Presley.
You kind of you
But he's dead.
you kind of look like Elvis.
Yeah,
You or are you Elvis's father?
yeah, yes.
Hey, welcome to the show.
Good evening, everybody.
You're the big auction guy, eh?
And we do the auctions for many years. I'm big, yes, of course, I'm big.
Well, I wouldn't say you're big, but I say in pigeon sport, you're very well known.
Yes, my face, of course, they see me on stage. If you are on stage, everybody looks at you. So I have a face that's recognized. That the Chinese, they follow it also, the auctions. So they know me as the auctioneer as well. But okay, that's only positive, I think. And um, okay, we are pigeon fanciers as well. We are auctioneer, but also pigeon fanciers.
And super pigeons. Your pigeons right now in China, in China alone, you're to the moon and back
Yeah,
with these
hot.
pigeons.
They are hot this moment because we were lucky. In 23, beginning of 23, we sold all birds to Chinese guy. He lives in Canada, Mr. Shui, and he bought all our old birds older than 23, except for a few late youngsters, and a complete round of youngsters from 23 we kept. So we put direct 50, the best ones from the boxes from our six best pairs. We put directly to the breeding loft, and that was a good move. And all these old birds went to China in March. They start breeding with them, and he asked me to keep the pairs together, how they were here coupled, and we did that, and directly we won. They won the first ace pigeon in that famous Pioneer Club.
Now,
Biggest club.
for people that don't know Pioneer Club
Mhm.
in China, This is the biggest.
That's the biggest club in China. There are 30 lofts, and those managers, they rent a loft for a lot of money, but really a lot of money. They must pay to enter that village. That's a pigeon village. There are now this year there was a real new one from the Pioneer somewhere else. There were 30 lofts, and you can rent a loft, and you can also race with that money, and that's the gambling money. You say when you win the biggest money from those 30 lofts. But that's a lot. It goes with lots of money there, because they go in with groups. And last year we won that in the Pioneer Club. Year before there were 24 from these lofts, but now that was a new one. And also this year we won again. Not we, but a pigeon born out of our best couple. Our two national winners, Bas and OT. Bas won from Giret from 15,000 birds, and OT won first national from Chateauroux. And this pair together, a child won this year. A week ago, she won again ace pigeon in that new Pioneer Club. So the there are big clubs, very big clubs, and the pigeon sport is going up in China. Unbelievable.
So there you see it, guys. It's going up. And Pioneer Club, for people who don't know this, have a loft in Pioneer Club, is it expensive?
It's very expensive. I cannot talk about numbers, because I know that unofficially I cannot know that, but it's of course they it costs a lot of money.
It's
Those are
not just
luxury lofts, huh?
luxury lofts.
Those are like how do you say, the lofts in the apartments, and the
Yeah.
it's like a house, huh? They live there also, huh? Those are big houses. They see it on. They can see it if go on the internet and see those. Those are villages, all the same lofts, and they go all with the same truck. But they also the pigeon lofts around that pigeon village. And in America, you have that as well, eh? In some places, I think.
No, not like no. The only place close to this would be probably Spring Hill,
Yeah,
Florida,
yeah.
where it's mostly pigeon guys in
Yeah.
the little
Yeah, and
complex. But I don't think it's anything like what you've seen.
But it's not only the Pioneer Club, but there are more from these things, and it grows and it grows and goes. They come more and more and more, and also those big one loft races. They, those are such a big lofts. You can see it. They put 20,000 birds inside. They start racing against each other. That's the gambling in China. But for us, it's more. I like. I don't like those one loft races, because you cannot do it yourself. I prefer here in our own loft together with Mark. Mark's arrived also. He wasn't in the traffic jam, uh, and everyone today. And we enjoy the sport. We enjoy go to the club. We only have 12 old cocks, and we only have 12 old hens, and we have 40 yearlings or 50 yearlings. That's more than enough. But we like also to go to the nationals, and we like to see the birds arriving from a national. But you cannot have that feeling when you put somewhere 10 birds in a one of race. I really don't like it.
No, you enjoy the playing of the sport.
You must prepare them yourself, huh? And
Yeah.
breed them yourself, prepare them yourself, train them yourself, and raise them yourself. And that's the real pigeon sport. That's what I like. Also, the other big names in the pigeon sport, they all like to see the birds arriving. Yeah? That the kick from arriving, the kick from winning the first provincial or first in the club, even that move those pigeons make when they come home. Yeah, that's real pigeon sport. And most of your viewers, I'm sure, they have their own pigeon loft, and they go to the club, and they do the same like us. Have a drink. Yeah, afterwards have a drink to celebrate, or have a drink to drink away.
Drink your pain away.
Drink your pain away. But that's the most important thing in the pigeon sport.
Yeah.
Not. That's how it built up a pigeon sport, especially in Belgium.
Guys, we're talking with Dirk Leekens with Bosmans and Leekens. Yes, this auction is running now at Feathers Elite Pigeon Auctions. So let me ask you some questions. Maybe we talk some pigeons.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's the off season. getting ready for breeding.
They are coupled yesterday.
You start to.
Yes, we coupled them yesterday. Some of them in Belgium they have already pigeons with eggs. They coupled the 21 November because the rings will be given 27, I think, and they just. But I don't like to do that so early. When you have a hen laying eggs on 4 or 5 days, then you have problems to put the ring on. So yesterday we coupled our birds. They were in perfect shape. They're all coupled and they're all going in and out already. So, and there are some new couples. But okay, when they are intelligent, that's not a problem. When you have stupid birds, then you have problems.
Okay, question for you. Before breeding, what do you guys do to prepare them? What's the preparation for you guys?
The most important thing is to give them extra light.
Extra light.
Not extra vitamins.
Extra light.
You must longer the days and you give them bright light. 14 days before you couple them, you give them for sure 12 hours bright light. With the white light, we give them even 14 hours light. So in the morning, lights go on around 6, and in the evening, around 8, it goes out. And even then, still, always there is a night light. So when they go from the eggs, they still see the nests in a few days, in a few weeks.
So just a dim light so they can move.
They can see.
So there's no mistakes.
No mistakes. But that's the most important thing. If you don't do that, you will not have. Then you have to wait for 3 weeks for eggs. Now, for sure, in 10 days, all these birds, or 12 days at last, those birds have all eggs. Most of the time, they are doing all the same 8 days, 9 days, and then they have eggs because of the light. But we keep those lights on. And also, we keep those lights on still they are breeding. And when the youngsters come out, then we take it a little bit shorter because 14 days, 14 hours is too long. So we make it 12 hours. Give them most of the time. We give them very early in the morning. We give them light. I change it a little bit. So 4, 5 o'clock in the morning, lights go on, and I let it go out natural way. So
You let it go dark naturally.
5 o'clock, it's dark.
You start the morning earlier and let it go into dark.
Once they are breeding, we do that.
And why is that?
Because I want to keep them calm, and I don't want to give extra light for the youngsters because they're throwing away their feathers too quickly when they have too much light as a youngster.
Okay, so simple. Any type of medication, anything you give them before breeding?
We make the clear. We make sure that they are clear during the molt. The molt was before coupling, of course, and they are finished molting. But they had their injections. They had their cure against paratyphus. We give 10 days something about some furotadona, tabactine. That's a mixture and then we injected them against paratyphus, and we give them also a shot against paramyxo, and that's 2 weeks. No, 3, 4 weeks ago when we did the last vaccination, I think. Yeah, something like that. So they are clear. We don't give anything against tricho. We just do the yellow drops of the food when they are breeding.
That's
If
it.
there's something you need.
So when they're breeding, when they're on eggs or they have babies, you give them yellow drops on the feed.
Yeah.
How often?
How often? 1 or 2 times at one nest, one round.
1 round.
2 days, yellow drops on the food. Then normally they don't have trichomonas in the winter because they get a lot of garlic also now in the water, and it keeps away the tricho also.
Okay, so basic, just
very basic. Don't look too far.
No.
People look too far. Don't give also too much vitamins and things like that's not necessary. Give a good food. That's necessary. The food.
Give good food.
Give good food. You better spend some more money on the food than a lot of products, vitamin products and things like that.
Now, why don't you think vitamins, if you
They don't need it when you have the light. That's the vitamin
from the light?
from the light.
Okay, so don't overdo the vitamins. You think a lot of people overdo it?
I think so because there's a lot of vitamins in the food, and when you have good food, you must see how much there is inside there. And if you really like to do that, then okay, you do that when there's a second round of third round of youngsters. Then we give sometimes some extra vitamins because they have to do a lot of work to raise these youngsters. Then, but that's in March already. Then we give some vitamins in the water during the last 2 rounds. Some extra, but
Extra.
not normally not necessary if you have top food.
So, guys, you hear it. Don't overdo it, but give them good food. You like grit, though. Grit and minerals?
Of course, we take also the best grit. We have everything from Robbers. The food and also the red buckets.
Yeah.
That's the stone and the
Yeah, yeah.
and I put it every day all over the food. I give them the food, and then I put over the food, so it's over the food. So for sure they have it inside, and they eat it. They like to eat. So we again no, don't give it differently vitamin or how do you call it vitamin
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and then grit there. No, that mixture, but there are a lot of companies who has those mixtures.
All
And they
goes on the
like
feed.
to eat it, and there's always the minerals and over the food. That's really easy.
Very, very easy, guys. If you have questions for Dirk, let me know again. Hopefully, our internet is working good. It says we are connected. We got a couple comments there. David is watching from Malta.
I know a lot of guys in Malta.
Yeah, you have. I see in some of the birds that we are selling some good results in Malta. How did this happen in Malta?
Because there's a good friend of ours, Charlie Attard, Charles Attard. He came, I think in '86. He came already before to Belgium, and we start knowing each other. And every year we come back, and we are longtime friends. And I gave him from our birds. I ringed him around, and now he's got a few years. He's got from our birds, but he's doing well. Last Sunday, he had also the first in the club. So I'm very happy when those people doing well because that's pure hobby in Malta, and that's real pigeon sport.
Malta.
Malta is real sport. It's not for the money. It's not. It's just to enjoy the sport. And I think we have to go back to those things in the pigeon sport, or else when it's only about the money, we're going to lose a lot of people because not everybody can afford that. To buy expensive birds, to gamble. We never gamble here in our club. We never, so as long as I'm here with Mark, we started 2013. We never put 1 cent in the club on our birds. Never, not 1 cent.
And why?
It's not necessary. Why? It's enough to have the honor to win a trophy like that. That's what we're doing for. That's that's the most important thing. The trophies.
Guys, you're with Dirk Leekens, Bosmans and Leekens. You
Yes,
see?
Bosmans. You see
Yeah,
him?
look, there he is.
Yeah.
He's behind me. There he is. He's doing pedigrees right now.
He's
Hey,
doing the internet auction.
hey, you know what it is? Eh? Mark is a man of so many words.
Yeah.
Hello, everybody.
You see, and that's what you'll get from him. If you see him normally at any event, you always see Mark. He always has a few glasses there around him,
A few.
and he's always smiling. You know, he'd be great on a parade, on a float, waving. That's what he would be. That's what Mark
was good to play Santa Claus.
Yeah, Santa Claus. You see it too. Anyways, it's nice to have you guys both on again, guys. If you have questions, please ask them. Don't be shy. Again, if the broadcast freezes up, you're going to get the replay of it anyway. So please don't worry. I wanted to talk about the auction, the birds that was selected that we looked at. What do you think?
Yeah, we looked at them with 6 people together. I wrote to
Yeah.
There were 3 from Australia.
They had I tell you, at this place they had the time of their life that day. They were all they all said they all wanted to buy.
Yeah.
They all wanted to buy.
It's very difficult for them to buy a bird. Australia.
It's almost like it's the most torturous thing you could do is to bring them here.
Because they cannot. I know. A few years ago, I think in 2020, we sold the bird from our best to Australia, and he received it 3 years after.
Yeah.
Received the bird from England 3 years after.
Isn't that something, eh?
That's something. They cannot do it. If they cannot do it, they shouldn't buy it. But it's a pity for them. They come over here and they see those everywhere in the lofts where they visit. They see very nice birds.
Well, when they came here and they seen the pigeons,
Yeah, very nice. Our birds.
this-
we try to breed a type of birds that we also like to handle. You understand? And try, of course, because sometimes you have a top champion, eh? The ace pigeon in China, the last one from last week, eh? Such a little bird. Normally, that you say, okay, that there's no use anymore to breed that from, but they don't have the time to grow there because they must do so many kilometers. They have the time, so they need a year. So when I see it next year, it will be a beauty for sure. But uh, I like a nice bird in the hand, and okay, when they are youngsters and you raise those national races also in Belgium, they don't have the time to grow out. So as a yearling, then you see the real bird inside. And we like a nice type. And now, Mark, when we handle birds and we are selecting them also now for you guys. And I said to Mark, Mark, do you like that bird to buy that bird for yourself? And then he said, no, okay. I also don't like. Uh, do you like this one for yourself? Yes, I like. Okay, this is good for to sell because some people they don't see the birds. They pay money for it. It goes to the transport. It arrives at home with a big smile, and sometimes you find a bird inside you don't like. That's a pity, yeah. And we try to give a bird now also for the auction. That's very nice in the hand and with a good pedigree. More we cannot do.
That's right. And a little bit of luck has to follow that. But your pigeons have been lucky all over. Wherever they seem to go, they seem to find a way to get to the top. Now, is it luck? What is it? What makes these birds so good?
We were working a lot of years already to create that family. If you the black mama, that's a key bird in our loft. Black Mama is from 2011, and she's the grandmother from the first national and over grandmother from the first pioneer ace pigeon. That bird's pedigree I found back because of the Duif. We have all these more than 100-year papers in the Duif. I have the pedigree from 1946. I have the pedigree so long. And so, how many generations are there? I have photos from 1946. They look exactly the same, those black birds, than our black birds now. So that's 80 years. So how many generations there are? Maybe more than 10 generations. And you always see the same pigeons coming back, the same color and the same type of birds. And I think when you have a few families like that, you have to cross them with each other and keep those families to each other and not bring too much from everywhere inside. Keep your lines, keep your families, and so now and then you buy a good one also, but try to keep the families together and try to build a family. Then you have to be lucky that it's working also, because you can breed very nice birds, but they are also very nice and very stupid birds.
Well, you definitely have something that
Yeah,
wins.
yeah, but we test them also very hard.
You work them hard,
Yeah,
yeah.
they must do the nationals, and already not last 10 years, but already from the 80s, we do the nationals with those birds, and we select them on the nationals, on hard races, on a lot of races, so they must be working very hard. And then okay, you put those best birds and sisters and brothers from these birds in the breeding loft and try to breed a line, but it's not so easy.
Well, you have to have the birds that can do it, and you have those birds. And it's amazing that people take the birds from you,
Mhm.
they breed them, and bang, they get
Yeah,
success.
if they are lucky, they have success. If they are good fanciers, and you buy something, it's like same like horses. You see, those top horsemen, they buy a good horse, they make a champion of it. How does it come? That because of the knowledge, but also you have to be a little bit lucky, yeah. And if you are a good pigeon fancier and you have good birds, I'm sure you're going to be successful. But yeah, Now you're doing like Coco, huh? She does also.
If I had Coco's wrist, I'd be a lot better. Normally we have higher tables, but that's okay. The birds in the auction, though, super quality. It's a small auction, which we like. All the birds, again, you allowed us to select them. It was kind of an interesting day as we went through them, but the level, the quality is high, and this is what I like. How you guys exactly, you and Mark talk about how you select the pigeons. I know you grade pigeons very hard. If you don't like them, they don't go.
No, they go.
And for people wondering, how did you learn how to select? Because there's people that select, and then there's people that talk about selection and they don't select. How did you learn?
We learn it from our parents. Our family already has. I was a small boy. I'm 64 now. I'm already an older pigeon fancier. Mark also around 60, but that time we had our parents, my father, but my uncles. They all right. They learned to me, and this is how it should be, and then we read books. But in the early days that we didn't have so many things, and even our parents, they didn't have anything else than after the war in Europe, than pigeons or go to the football. But those people can handle birds. They had not so many birds, and selection was very hard at times. So, and yeah, that's something we learned from our parents, from our uncles. That's something I cannot explain. But when I feel a bird, when I take a bird in my hand, first impression must be top, or else I don't want it anymore.
And when you're looking, I say when you're selecting, how quickly when the pigeon comes into your hands, do you know?
You feel it directly. I see it when Mark takes it in his hand, that bird. I see how he handles, then I know already what kind. But also he see that in my hand.
They watch.
They watch.
They watch you see the confirmation. You see it.
I saw you when I gave you Jasper of Mats. I don't know anymore. It fell out of your hands almost. It's so soft.
Yes.
It's so they are so nice, these birds. When you bring so that kind of birds inside your families with this results, and you bring them in, you can be sure that's going to work. But also our other families, if you once, we handled so many good birds in those years. I did so many auctions, and Jan Hermans told me oh so many things about pigeon sport, how to handle a bird, how to look at a bird, because he that man had also a very special view on birds. So when you take there and there and there, it's like going all your life to the school, to the pigeon school.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, that's true.
And you handle and handle. And how many world class pigeons have you handled?
Every big auction. I saw the top birds. Next week we have Koopman auction. I see the best birds of Holland. Next week I handle them. I handle them before anyone else handles them. And when the auction started, I know what's inside. Those best birds. But you must take that moment here.
And you remember.
Yeah.
You let your fingers remember.
You must remember it.
What super pigeons feel like.
So they're most of the time they have all have the same. You feel it directly.
Now let me ask you: when you're handling pigeons and you're looking, and you have a pigeon with they're strong vent bones, but they're open, they're very wide open. You like this?
One of our best hands in the early days was a fantastic hand. The vent bones were like this, and that was one from Pros Rosen. And the daughter that came out was a fantastic races, 5 first prizes, and also van bones like that. But afterwards, for a hen, it's not so worse. But for a cock, it's not possible. But it's not nice because it goes always back to the youngsters. And when they are young and they are open, I don't like them.
Mushy.
Most of the time we kill them. But with some of them, you have to be careful. Sometimes you're going to kill a good one. Like that hen from Bros Rosen, she was a little bit open, but she came direct from First National, and she's one of our key birds still. But we don't find that anymore, Mike. No. We select that out. In the beginning, it wasn't so hard. Yeah, but we selected, and it's gone now.
It's gone.
Yeah.
So for people sometimes that see this. It's not a bad thing,
No,
but it's not your ideal.
no, I don't like it so much for breeding because you have to. That's not nice birds. The youngsters are most of the time the bag is too. I don't like that, but they are good between them also.
Right. So yeah, you will get good ones, as you said.
I will never buy them.
Never.
No.
Open vents, not for you.
At that time, I received that from Pros as a present from a friend. He said, "Here's one from we bred together." And okay, it was a little bit open in the back, but that's okay. And then because I know it came from the best,
Yeah,
and then you give it a chance.
and boom.
But you start breeding, and you have to bring a cock. The partner must be completely closed,
Yeah.
and then you have 50% of the youngsters
Good.
good and 50 bad. So take out the bad ones, keep the good ones, and after a while it goes out. But it's a long road.
A lot of selecting.
Mm.
Now, what do you think of eye sign? Eyes and pigeons.
I like a good eye. I like a very colorful, colored eye. It's very nice to see in your birds. But really, to look into the eye, we don't do that. Never. But you will never see good birds. They have always a nice eye. But if you see Olympic fire eyes from Bas Verkerk, it's the grandfather of our first national. He's got a very light eye, a fire eye, a real fire eye. But even that color is fantastic. Strong color. It's very strong color. And that yellow, chuck.
You like to see it bright and
Yeah.
colorful, or
Bright and
gravelly,
yeah.
very rich,
Yeah.
like you're looking into a diamond,
Yeah.
not a flat eye.
No.
So you do use a little bit of the brightness of the eye. When you're pairing,
Mm.
will you switch eyes, or you put orange to orange, red to red? What are you thinking?
Last year we had only for modeling because we had 4 families. We started again with that with those new breeders, and I have to be sure that I put brother and sister against each other. We don't do that. So uh, I don't look at the eyes. I look at more at the model and the families at that time. That be sure that it's not too much inbreed inside. And but if you have the luxury to have a lot of breeding birds, then you can say, okay, now I'm going to put a yellow eye against a red eye, and but we just have hands enough to cover all our cocks to make those pairs, so we don't have the chance. If you do that again, then you have to mix everything again, and then that's a lot of work. But if you can do that, I think it's not so bad to put a white eye against a yellow eye.
Okay, so white eyes, yellow versus yellow eyes. What about the pied eyes, the bull eyes,
The what?
the brown eye, the when you have a pied,
Yeah.
you have
The dark eyes.
the dark eyes.
Sure, sometimes you have two different
Yeah.
spies, white eye and dark eye. But that goes with the color. Those pied eyes, they have that very dark eye.
So eyes, okay. Same thing with size of pigeons. Does it matter? Big, large, deep? What do you think?
Yeah. Some of them are really big, and then if you put a big hand, they even get bigger. Then you need 3 hands to hold them. That's not an issue.
Two per basket, you
Yeah.
mean?
And they cannot go out to the basket anymore. No, but I prefer normal size. And if you have a very big male cock, you should bring something little against that to
So you like to, if you have
compensate.
a large hen,
Yeah.
put it to a smaller cock.
Yeah.
You have a large cock,
Yeah.
put it to a smaller hen.
Try to get to
Put them nice sized,
Yeah.
sporty size,
Yes.
not monster. You don't want monsters and you don't want dwarfs.
No. Too big, too large, nothing with two in it.
Oh yeah, Stephen Collins, the gentleman that was with us on the trip,
Mhm.
the guy with the glasses.
Yeah.
He says we tracked down that bird you sold to Australia. Unfortunately, it died last year. It only produced 7 youngsters,
Mhm.
and that was a long travel, eh?
Yeah.
3 years of
Yeah.
transport.
Mhm.
Very hard to get them into Australia. Thank you for letting us know on that, Stephen.
Mhm.
Mike Green says, "What do they like flying? Young birds, old birds? What is what? What do you guys prefer, young or old?
Everything.
You like it all?
We have very, in Belgium we have very nice races. Have a young birds. You have those national races, 4 nationals, and before you have those middle distance races, and the old birds they have also very nice national races, yearling old birds. So we do that all.
And for people again watching that don't understand, the national races are go from what, about 400 kilometers
No,
to six,
500.
500 to
The you have the heavy middle distance at
mm,
500 and till 600.
mhm.
And then you have the long distance. It goes from 600, that's 660, 670, 700. And then you have the extra, the international races like Barcelona, Perpignan, that starts from 8, 900 up to 1,100. But we don't race those races. We only do the middle distance, heavy middle distance, and the